all present here. I invite our chief guest, Dr. V. Balasubramanian, Professor, Head and Director, Manufacturing Engineering, Annamalai University, for the valedictory function of 6 days ACTE ISTE sponsored online induction refresher program on strategies in teaching and learning. Welcome, sir. Also, I invite our Honorable Principal, National Executive Council IST member, Dr. K. Palanikumar, sir, for the induction refresher program on strategies in teaching learning. And also, I invite all the HODs of various departments and the coordinators and the participants from various institutions. Good afternoon to everybody. Now I call upon our dynamic principal, National Executive Council member ISC, Dr. K. Palanikumar sir, will address the gathering.
Thank you very much. Respected Professor V. Balasubramanian, Professor and Professor, Department of Manufacturing, Professor and Head, Department of Manufacturing Engineering, Annamalai University, and Director, C. Major, Annamalai University, Chidambaram. And respected my colleagues and teaching staff members from the different institutions. On behalf of All India Council for Technical Education and also on behalf of IST, we have conducted 6 days induction refresher program and strategies in teaching and learning for the benefit of the teaching staff members. So this 6-day program went on well. Now we are coming to the conclusion of the program. That is a valedictory function. So in this August gathering, I warm welcome Professor V. Balasubramanian sir. So he's having vast experience in teaching and learning and also research in the field of material joining and the related field. Even though he is very busy, he has accepted our invitation to act as a chief guest, for which I express my sincere thanks to him on behalf of our management and also on behalf of our AICTE, ISTE program. I warm welcome you, sir. Also, I warm welcome all our teaching and non-teaching staff members of Sri Sai Ram Institute of Technology and the participants from the different institutions for this program. Actually, this 6-day program went on well, inaugurated by Dr. A. Sankarasubramanian, Principal, GRG Polytechnic College, Chairman, ISTE, Tamil Nadu section, and many expert speakers, they have given their input on teaching learning process. Dr. V. Sundareswaran, Professor from Engineering Design Division, CEG, Anna University, Mr. Perumal, Yoga and Stress Management Trainer, Dr. G. Saravanan from Sai Ram Institute of Technology, and Professor T. Rajmohan from SCSPME University, and Dr. R. Ramakrishnan from Tamil Nadu Physical Education Sports University, Chennai, and Dr. I.A. Palani from Dean Research and Development, IIT Indore, and Dr. S. Rajarajan, Professor and Dean Academics, Sri Sai Ram Institute of Technology, Dr. Malliga from NITTTR Chennai, Dr. B. Sridevi from Sai Ram Institute of Technology, Dr. Somasekhar Hiramat from IIT Madras, and Dr. Rajasekaran from SRM University, Dr. Brinda Devi from Sai Ram Institute of Technology, Dr. Maran, Director Sai Ram Institute of Management Studies, and Professor Senthil Nathan from Sai Ram Institute of Technology have presented their views on teaching learning process. Now we are coming to the conclusion of this 6 days online faculty development program. I express my sincere thanks to all the organizing secretary and the coordinator for making it very fruitful one. Dr. V. Balasubramanian, he is the right person for giving the valedictory address for the benefit of the teaching staff members. I request our professor to give the valedictory address. Thank you very much. Thank you for the listening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before inviting our chief guest, it's my privilege to introduce our chief guest, Dr. V. Balasubramanian. He is a professor and head of director in CMJ and RE, Department of Manufacturing Engineering in Annamala University. Sir has done the specialization in materials joining and surface engineering, and he is having 28 years of academic experience, and more than 20 MPhil, ME, MSc graduates have uh, has been guided under his guidance, and 22 PhD scholars. And Sir has published many papers, and he has attended more than 15 international conferences, and also he has conducted many conferences in Annamala University. And Sir has received the 7 crore grant from Government of India and other organizations, and he has completed 25 projects. And under under his guidance, he is he is having ongoing projects also, and he is an eminent member in Indian Welding Society, the Indian Institute of Welding, and the Indian Society for Technical Education. So once again, we invite you, sir, to address the gathering for our valedictory function. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The most respected and my beloved friend, Dr. Parni Kumar, the principal of Sairam Institute of Technology, and Professor Shanmuga Sundaram, the coordinator, and other organizing committee members, and the fellow participants. A pleasant afternoon to all of you. I am very much pleased to deliver this valedictory address to the participants at the end of the 6 days induction, or you can call it as refresher program, on mainly on the strategies for teaching and learning. So as a teacher, you know that I used to tell to wherever I go, and I gave a talk to the teachers. The role of teacher and the responsibilities of teacher have changed nowadays. So if you go back some 25 years back, when I studied 30 years or 25 years back, the role of teacher is different. It is only teaching. It's only teaching. But now the role of teachers have changed. We have to do multiple tasks, and one of the multiple tasks is the teaching. The basic task is the teaching. Apart from teaching, we have to do research, and then we have to do extension activities, and then you have to do you have to assist the administration. So I can say this is the 4 pillars, or the uh, 4 pillars of any teacher. So it is you have to do teaching, it's a basic duty, and you have to do research. Mainly the research is done mainly for the self-learning, because while doing research you learn a lot of things, and you have to do some extension. Whatever you learn from research and teaching, that should be you have to disseminate to others by means of some extension activities. And finally, you have to, because wherever you are working in any organization, whether it's educational institutions or research institutions or whatever the organization is, you need to do some administration. So now the role of teacher has changed, and out of though the role of the teacher and the responsibilities of teacher is changing, and the main focus is on teaching. So teaching, yes, as I told in the beginning, so the teacher's role, even the teaching itself, become a challenging one nowadays. Because if you go back 25 years or 30 years back, so the only resource for the students, those who are studying undergraduate or postgraduate, even the doctoral program, the only resource person is the teacher, the guide, the mentor. But now the resources are coming from multiple ways and multiple directions, and multiple resources are available. So when you have multiple options, then definitely the learners, especially the stakeholders, the students, they always think for when they have multiple options, they always go for the better options. So better option in the sense, only the classroom teaching will not solve all the problem. and we have to think of in the different directions, and we have to think in the different strategies. So mainly to attract the students. It's like business in the marketing and in the marketing field. They they are preparing the promos, a lot of promotions they used to give to attract the customers. Similarly here, our customers are the students. So the students should be attracted. So to attract the students, so we have to think about different strategies, how we can attract the students. It's not attraction, it's attention, to bring the attention of the students on the classroom. So in that way, so this 6 days program, even our principal pointed out who are the speakers and what are the topics they have delivered talk. And I went through the brochure circulated, and it was they have covered almost all the topics of which is required for the teaching learning. Because the teaching learning, even if you go for any accreditation process, whether it is National Board of Accreditation or it is a NAC accreditation, whatever the accreditation it is, they are giving more emphasis nowadays it's given for the teaching and learning practices. So best practice, best teaching practice. So they are asking for what is that, what you are doing it, how you are doing it. So any innovative teaching methodology you are applying. So these are the things which is carrying more focus and more weightage nowadays, even if you go for the accreditation process for your program or for your department or for the institution. Whatever the accreditation, whether it's institute accreditation or departmental accreditation or your program accreditation, the teaching learning practice is having the a lot of weightage. So why they are giving more importance? Because as I told, no, the students nowadays, the present generation students, they are having multiple resources. Not only, they are not only depending on the teachers. So teachers now, they should act as the facilitator. It's not it's a like, the Gurukulam type of teaching is nowadays, it's no longer, it's a valid, and we have to act as their facilitator. So facilitator in the sense, they are expecting the directions or the guidance or the mentorship from the teachers. So if it is the case, then first we should know what are the technologies are available for better understanding of the concepts or the phenomena or the basics of the subjects. So we should know what are the methodologies it's available in the open sources. There the students are well aware of what the methodology is available, because no, we as a teacher, even if you take the present day teacher, we depend more on either blackboard teaching, those days have gone, and now we are depending on the PowerPoint presentation, LCD and PowerPoint presentation. But apart from this PowerPoint presentation and LCD projections, many things have come because the digital era, it's a lot of the developments taking place in the digital technology. So many things are available in the open sources. Like that it's a YouTube, and YouTube is giving many information about, even the students are starting their own channels on the YouTube. So in this era of digital era, the teacher should be competent enough to bring the attention of the students to the classroom. That is very, very important, because no, now the present generation of students is going to the college and even sitting in the classroom for half an hour and more than half an hour. It is a challenging one for any teacher. Whoever teachers know, it's a very challenging one, because they have the lot of reasons, lot of causes for the distractions. Distraction is taking place. So in that case, no. So we have to attract the students, and we have to bring the attention of the students to the classroom. And in the another way is, we have to, whatever you want to say, the concept, that should be in a better way. They should reach the students, and that should be recorded in their mind. Then only they can think in a different way. So it is nowadays, the concept is coming up even in the schools level, activity-based learning. So activity-based learning is coming up in a big way, and even the government, central government is supporting that activity-based learning in the schools level itself. So through the scheme called the Sarva Siksha Abhiyan, SSA scheme, they are supporting in the schools, in the school children also. So that habit that should be cultured and nurtured in the school days itself, in the school itself, and then that should be brought to the college level. That's the higher education level also. Even in our curriculum, we should think of learning some part of the curriculum. Any course, if you take any course, engineering, mechanics, or theory of machines, what are the courses we are dealing with? So that should be nowadays, instead of only deriving some equations, then giving some, dictating some problems and asking them to solve the problems. Instead of doing that, we should think of the teaching the subject in such a way that they will learn by doing some activity. So this is now in some institutions, it is practiced in the laboratory classes. Laboratory classes, instead of giving direct experiments, okay, they are giving now the activity-based learning of the activity-based training for the laboratory classes. Even if I can say no, in the even in the basic workshop practice, so instead of giving a fitting shop or sheet metal shop or carpentry shop, you give component, ask students to make the component. After giving initial practice, initial the training, then you ask the students to make a small component, a simple component. When they make a small component, simple component, using the whatever they learn, using the carpentry or the sheet metal or in the fitting shop, then they will learn the what are the difficulties they are facing. So I am giving a small, a simple example for them. So similarly, we have to think of, we have to change slightly. The teachers have to change because we need to apply now our mind. We have to think innovatively. We have to think out of box thinking. By means of that, we have to design the teaching methodology also in such a way that uh, 3 days there is a problem in the signal. Uh, the so we have to design we have to think about our teaching plan. It's a working the teaching plan in such a way that the concepts, what are the phenomena we want to teach the students, that should reach the students effectively, and that should be, it's understood very easily. So there are a lot of methods available. Even the course content have gone through that. So there are many people delivered lectures, delivered the talk on the various aspects. Even the pedagogies, some of the pedagogies they told, even the entrepreneurship development, because that is very important for the students nowadays. The entrepreneurship and startup program, and these are the IPR. So these things, they are now we are bringing into the curriculum, and this type of program, why we are conducting, why AICT is supporting or IST is supporting this type of program, because this should come from the teachers, because there is a large gap between the teaching and the teachers and the students nowadays, because the expectation of students is different and the expectation from the staff from teaching community is different. So there should be a gap, and that gap should be bridged by means of this type of induction program and the refresher program. Because as the stakeholders, the students' expectation and students' requirement is entirely different. So the students' expectation and student difference, its requirements, we need to meet their requirements, because they are our customers. The students are our customers, and the students should be facilitated, and the facilitation should be a very harmonious one, and it should be interesting. They should show the interest on the learning process, because even I have experience of the some of the when I did PhD in IIT Madras. So when some of the we used to attend the courseworks in person, along with the MTech boys. Even with some courseworks we used to attend through with the BTech boys. So the teacher, even the big professor, the leading professors from IIT Madras, they used to deliver lecture, but the students they don't show any interest. Some of the students, they used to um, they used to do that crossword and Sudoku, all those things from they will bring the newspaper the Hindu newspaper or other newspapers to the classroom, and they used to do that because there is because no, if you repeat whatever available in the textbook, if you repeat, if you vomit in the classroom, nowadays students are not for that. So they are expecting something different from the teachers, and we have to provide, we have to give the expectations of the teachers. Then only know you can attract the students, you can bring the attention of the students to the classroom. So it is okay. So if the students input also, the level of students also will decide whether we are, in many of the most of the education institutions we are struggling for making the students to even for clear the examinations. So in that case, no, it is it's difficult for us to think all this the pedagogy and other things. But above 50% of the students, they are average and above average. So we have to focus on those students, and to develop the career of those students, then we have to think of the new strategies, new methodologies, even new technologies for teaching our whatever the subject it is, whether it is a mechanical subject or it is a computer science subject or it is the electronic subject, whatever the subject it is, it should be now the students want to learn by realizing it, not only by just remembering it or other things. Even in the now the question papers are set on using the Bloom taxonomy. So you know that what is Bloom taxonomy is. So Bloom taxonomy is there is a different level, K1, K2, K3, K4, K5, different levels are there. So maybe in the initial level, you have to check the remembrance, and the next level we have to check the understanding, and the third level we have to check the analyzing. So there are different levels are there. So while you are applying this the concepts for checking the students, and similarly on par with that, we have to improve our teaching also. We have to change our teaching also. Definitely, whatever the last 6 days, the lectures delivered by the experts is very useful. I hope that it was very useful for the faculty members. And this type of program, induction program, I think Sairam Institute of Technology is routinely doing it. I think it is the second round, phase 2, they are doing it, the similar program. And definitely this program is useful to the some of the participants. Of course, there are more than 50 participants. So these participants will be benefited, especially these are all teachers. So because the teaching is a backbone of the any society. Because if the teachers are good, then the students definitely they will be good than the teachers. So we need good teachers, not only good teachers, the best teachers. So best teachers, okay, it's not only by qualification. So the now it depends on the we have to adapt to the changing scenario, and the digital era is coming up. A lot of changes coming up. Even in the COVID-19, we have faced a lot of challenges, and taking the online classes, we are facing a lot of challenges in that. But in one way, it is good. It's COVID-19 has given a good lesson and a good experience. So how to use this technology to come to disseminate our knowledge and disseminate our the thought. So it is a this induction program definitely has given a lot of input to the teachers, especially the young generation teachers. My only request to all the teachers is, so it is don't attend this type of program only for getting certificate or for the time pass, but you try to take some of the points. What are the strategies or the methodologies or the technologies proposed or delivered by the speakers? You try to experiment it. You try to adopt it in your way of in your teaching, in your day-to-day teaching, because then only whatever the efforts taken by the Sairam Institute or by the organizers or by the principal or the coordinators, that will not go as a waste. And I was happy that there are even from Sairam Institute itself, there are half of the experts are from the Sairam Institute. That shows that the strength of the institution, because sometimes when we organize this type of program, we used to invite resource persons from outside. Most of the 90% from outside, only 10% from the internal person. But I saw the list of speakers, and 50% of speakers are from the Sairam Institute of Technology. That shows that Sairam Institute of Technology is capable of doing this type of program, and also they are also following this type of the teaching methodology and strategies. That's why they are in the top 10 in the ranking of the top in our state. So similarly, the other teachers, those who are attending this program, so whatever the methodologies or technologies or strategies proposed by various experts, various speakers, please try to adopt it and try to learn it and try to utilize it in your teaching profession. Then only the success of this program, real success of the program will be whatever the policy makers, whether it is AICT or IST is thinking. So you have to disseminate, you have to train, you have to induct, you have to give some the knowledge on this strategies. So that will become really useful for them. And finally, I wish to conclude that this teaching learning is very essential. If you go through any accreditation process, there are a lot of weightage is given for the teaching and learning practices. So any innovative best practice, if you do that in your department, in your institution, if you tell them, if you reveal when you are when the committee is visiting, definitely your institution or your program or your department will get the accreditation. So think in that line. So not only the stereotype of whatever methodologies available, teaching methodologies available, think of different the strategies you have to adopt. I mean, that's why then only the students will be benefited, and students also will be interested, and they will be show the attention towards your lecture or your classes or your courses. So with this, I congratulate all the organizers, all the coordinators involved in the program, because it's always hectic. It is a one-day program, it's easy, but organizing for 6 days continuously, okay, this it's a lot of logistics they have to do, and so many hardships they have to overcome, hurdles they have to overcome. Despite that, they have done. I came to know that they have done very good job. So I wish to congratulate the Sairam Institute of Technology, especially the principal, Dr. Pani Kumar, and his team, Professor Shanmugam Sundaram and other organizing committee members, because it's a wonderful job. You are doing yeoman service to the faculty members, especially for the technical teachers. So this will be remembered always. I wish the many more laurels and many more success to come for your institution. Thank you for the opportunity, and thanks for giving this opportunity to share some of my thoughts. This is in my mind. I just want to share with the participants, young generation, so they should carry forward further. Then only the development and the progress will we can achieve at the end of the day. Thank you for the opportunity.
So thank you, sir.
sir.
Sir,
Thank you.
yes, sir. Dr. G. Saravanan, Secretary IST Chapter, Sri Sairam Institute of Technology, will give the vote of thanks, sir. Saravanan, sir.
Yes. Good evening to one and all present here. It's my privilege to propose the formal vote of thanks. First of all, I thank our chief guest, Dr. V. Balasubramanian, sir, who have given the valuable suggestions and also the student-centric teaching and ideas to improve the teaching learning methods. Of course, sir has explained about the various methodologies, and we all know that the Bloom's taxonomy and other accreditation processes. Now we are going for accreditation process, renewal process. Sir has once again has reminded these things and other the requirements of NBA accreditation and what are the requirements for new methodologies have to be improved in the teaching learning process. Thank you, sir. And also, I thank our Honorable Principal, Dr. K. Palanikumar, sir, who have rendered the wonderful support in organizing the FTP. And also, I am very proud to say that under his valuable guidance, this is the second time we are receiving the grant from AICT ISC to conduct this FTP. Actually, we are conducting the second time and second phase. Already we have completed the first time program, and this is the second time once again we have received the grant from AICT. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable guidance. And he has guided all the staff members to take the sessions, and he has improved us in many ways to take these type of seminars to empower the teaching fraternity. So on behalf of ISC chapter and all the staff members, once again I thank you for our honorable principal. And also, I would like to thank our tireless coordinators, Dr. Shanmu Sundaram sir and Mr. Prem Kumar sir, for their wonderful support to conduct the event for the past 1 week. Last but not least, I thank all the resource persons who have shared their knowledge towards the improvement of teaching community, and also all the participants from various institutions. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Now the
Thank
time.
you.
Yes, sir. Now, participants.
PB sir, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Panikumar.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
Even
last 3-4 days there was a problem here in the net connections. So there was some disturbance, not stable. Anyway, it's, I think the voice is somewhat clear. Audio is somewhat clear. Audio is okay.
Accept our invitation, for which I extend my sincere thanks to you, sir.
Thank you. This is it's my pleasure to deliver this and participate in this type of program. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, participants, I had posted the assessment test link in the chat box. Now you can start answering. After that, I'll be posting the overall feedback link also to you. Please kindly fill it up, sir. Thank you.